everyone, PushingUpRoses here. Welcome back to my art channel. As I show you the consistency of my paint, I just want to explain my intention with this painting. I had a very specific vision in mind that was similar to another painting I had done a couple months ago, and it looked like a cloudy day over like an ocean, over a whirlpool. Oh, also I want to show you guys the giant thumbtacks I use on the bottom of my paint canvas, because somebody asked about that. But yeah, those things are great. Anyway, segue, tangent. Yes, I wanted to do the top half separately from the bottom half of this painting. So I'm going to be working on the top half first. I already have white in that cup, and now I'm adding dioxazine purple, so very deep purple. And now I'm adding a little bit of my 24K extreme sheen gold from DecoArt. This is what's going to create the cloudy effect that you see in my paintings sometimes. Now that paint is mostly berry. It's also a DecoArt metallics in berry, but I added some quinacridone magenta to lighten it up a bit, and then I'm just gonna start over. I think I do mix it up a little bit. Now I'm putting the gold next to the white because I want clouds, stuff like that. Dioxazine purple, berry, you know the drill. Just repeating until I think I have enough paint in my cup, and I see that I have way too much paint in my cup, as usual. So here's my thought. I'm going to do a wandering ring pour just on the top, and I'm going to try my best to just tilt it to that it looks kind of like a stormy day. Now my intention was to have a lot of purple, but I think that berry kind of took over. You'll see by the next part of this video what I mean. But man, look at that, it's so pretty. I love wandering ring pours. I love the shapes that you get, and normally I would do a wandering half jiggle, half ring pour, but for this one I really wanted more defined rings, I guess, as I wandered. I'm also going to put some more dioxazine purple because I did notice I had a lot of berry there and I wanted a lot of purple. So next time I do this, I might even just take berry out of the equation because I'm a rebel like that, and just do like purple, gold, and white, which I don't know, I might get mud if I do that. I might add just like a violet or something. So now I am just trying to tilt the top half only. Now keep in mind, that looks really gorgeous, but it is going to cloud up more because I used gold in that cup a few times, I think 3 times. So I actually really loved how it turned out. Like immediately, I loved how it turned out. It's so pretty. It's not as purple as I wanted it, but it is so gorgeous. You can imagine my terror because I knew I was gonna do the bottom half and I was really afraid that I was gonna mess it up. So unfortunately, I started recording a little bit late in the bottom half. I'm gonna work on the whirlpool now, and that's gonna be in those colors you see at the top of my table: Prussian blue, phthalo green, lime green, and white. I did accidentally forget to record, as I said, so not everything. All I really did was put down that Prussian blue color as a line separator. And as you can see already, the top half, I waited about 30 minutes until the paint, stopped moving so fluidly. I waited, but it selled up a lot. It got really cloudy. So I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I kind of lost it. I switched my ring up. I was like, oh my god, it's going into the blue. I must save it now. So I panicked and I started tilting, and I panicked so much I have like a little line coming from the middle, and I thought I had messed it up. Oh, it was such a journey, you guys. It was such a journey. And I actually still have a lot of paint in my cup, so clearly I mixed way too much paint. But I don't know, looking back at this, I think that looks pretty good, even with that little doodad coming out of the middle. It's supposed to be a whirlpool. So that did not look enough like a whirlpool to me. So I took what was left in my cup and I just did another ring. Something told me that was a good idea, so I did it. I really wish the top half would have stayed kind of uncelled up. Obviously my whole thing was I wanted it to sell and get really cloudy, and that's why I used so much gold, but I think next time I'm only gonna put gold. I'll probably put gold in maybe 1 time, just so I can have more of that negative space you saw when I first laid it down. It's still gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I really liked some of that negative space. Once again, I got impatient, and then I had a little doodad coming out of the middle again. So I'm taking my toothpick and I'm just trying to blend it in. There we go. Done. Perfect. It's a wrap. There's my Prussian blue. I don't want to tilt this too much. Mostly because I don't want to tilt the top. As I said, I waited about 30 minutes before I went for the bottom. So it's not tilting too much. It's still fluid. Like, it's still moving around. Just not as much as the bottom. So yeah, now it's coming together. Now as I'm tilting it, I'm pretty happy with it. Just trying to get enough paint. I actually didn't have too much runoff, which I'm glad about. Obviously, I don't like wasting paint. But yeah, now it's really starting to come together. I'm really starting to like it. I'm just trying to get the composition the way I want it at this point. I don't know if next time, maybe I'll just try to tilt them at the same time. I'll put that line down as a separator, like I did with the Prussian blue. Because I think the more I stretched, the more that top got even cloudier. That's my theory, is that even though I wasn't stretching it, even though it stopped moving for the most part, it still was, you know, a little bit. And I think it got even more cloudy. So if you want clouds, that's a good thing. But I am curious to know if I would get a better result if I tilted at the same time, or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I love this result though. I adore it. I can't believe I actually managed to get that at all. So maybe it was worth waiting. Maybe it was worth doing them completely separate and then having that line separator. So yes, just to reiterate, the top, wandering ring with gold for the cloud effect. Bottom, no metallic in that bottom. No metallic colors, and that's just a regular straight ring pour right in the middle. Here's a few pictures after the fact. I did shift it a little bit. I shifted the clouds over to the right a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. But I love how it turned out. That's super cool. It's a little more sunsetty than I would prefer. I really wanted the dioxazine purple. I wanted it to be a little bit darker, but I am not complaining. This is one of the coolest paintings I think I've ever done. I'm super happy with it. I don't know if I'm gonna try to put some mountains maybe in that middle half where that Prussian blue line separator was. I might do some trees, make it even more, you know, of a landscape, but I like how it is. It looks like a really daunting storm over like an oracle's pool. I just love it. I hope you love it too. I hope you learned something. And thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my art. As always, I will see you in the next one.